Hey everyone, Tyler here. So I've just made a really quick video and it's called The Truth About Wealth. So it's just something that I've learned over the last 2.5 years. It's just something I'd like to share with you. And it's literally something that you don't get taught in school, something you don't get taught in college and you don't get taught in university. It is facts and figures about basically the percentage of people that actually create wealth and how they create it. It's something that I feel that everybody globally should understand and know. So then they've got a better understanding about it and they can then decide what they want to do in terms of how to progress their life. So hope you enjoy it, guys. And 100 people aged 65. So you take 100 of your school friends. When they get to 65 years old, 16 of them won't even get there. They'll already be dead. 66 will live on an income under £20,000 a year. So they'll be living off benefits, they'll be living off family and friends, having to help them out, etc. They'll not really have that much to live on once they retire. Then you'll have a handful of people, 13, that are living on an income over £20,000. So, they'll be half okay, but they won't have an unbelievable pension plan and they won't have, a good lifestyle after they finish working. And then, there'll be a small percentage of people that will actually still have to work. 5 out of the original 100 will actually, be decent financially. They'll live on an income over £40,000. So they'll be decent enough, but not true wealth. So only one person, that's 1%, will actually be classed as a truly wealthy person. So that's really, really small numbers. And now I'm going to show you exactly how the wealthy 1% get to where they are. And really the ways that you've got in terms of making sure you're in that wealthy 1%. 10% of these people are CEOs of really large organisations. You've got another 10% that are top professionals, another 5% super salespeople, but you're not talking, your average loan broker down the street. You're talking a really high-end salesperson on Wall Street, etc. 1% of the wealthy 1% are what we call the lucky DNA club. The Beyoncés that can sing, the David Beckhams that can kick a football, the Floyd Mayweathers that can box, etc. So you'll be sat there now looking at this thinking, well, how am I going to become wealthy? How am I going to get into that 1%? I'm not a CEO of a really large multinational organisation. I'm not a top professional, How the hell am I going to become wealthy? And the fact of the matter is, unless you fit in any of them categories, which is highly unlikely you are going to, you're toast. You're not going to ever create wealth. But here's where we come in. 74%, and these are facts, 74% of the wealthy 1% are business owners. I think if you really want to carry on watching this video, you've just got to admit to yourself that running your own business is the key to wealth. You're never going to make it working for someone else. They'll pay you enough to keep you coming back, but never enough to set you free. Why is it that only business owners really tend to succeed long term in terms of wealth and financial aspects? Because 5% of the wealth is given out to 95% of the world's population. And that is employee, where you have a job, you trade time for money. You don't show up at work, you don't get paid. Your boss tells you what to do. If you don't do it to their standard, they'll sack you. If you demand a pay rise, they'll just get someone else to come in and do your job. A lot of people understand this, so they go self-employed. But really, when you become self-employed, you just own a job. You've just bought yourself a 70-hour-a-week job and took all the risks, right? So a lot of people are now starting to understand that becoming their own business owner is the way forward. 95% of the world's wealth goes out to 5% of the population, and that 5% are business owners or investors. So a business owner, you own a system, you have people working for you, or as in our case, which I'm going to go further into in the next couple of minutes, you have people working with you. And then when you learn how to manage your money in the right way, then you invest. But what a lot of people try to do is go straight from being an employee to investing with no, financial backing, with no stability, with no experience as an investor. So you've got to make that transition from becoming a business owner from either an employee background or self-employed. You've admitted to yourself that becoming your own business owner is the true way to create long-term wealth. What are the three different types of businesses that you can go into? So one, buy or start your own business. Now, great business model for a long time, the traditional business model. But unfortunately, in today's economy, 95% of traditional businesses go bankrupt and are wiped out within the first 10 years. 95%. The average investment to a traditional business in the UK today is £94,000. £94,000. See, a lot of people getting into the late 40s and thinking, I'm not going to be able to retire, I need to start running my own business, so they invest a lot of money into it, and then they're paying a loan back for the rest of their life because it didn't work out. So traditional business model now has started to die down. So point number two you've got is buy or start your own franchise. Brilliant, brilliant business model. 80% of franchises actually succeed and they actually make money, right? But have you got £250,000 to invest into a McDonald's franchise today? You know, if you start your own franchise, as long as you put it in the right location and you get the right the right support network, you've done it. You are going to make money. You know, there's a high chance, the high probability that you are going to make money. But the only problem with franchising is you have not got, the average me and you, the person that's listening to this video now, you have not got a six-figure sum, maybe a seven-figure sum, maybe even in some instances an eight-figure sum to buy the rights into a franchise, right? So the average person can't create wealth from that. So what we're here to show you now is point number three, and that's building your own network. Maybe you've never considered building a network. Maybe you've never considered network marketing. Maybe Jill next door had a bad experience in it for 3 weeks and they decided to quit. Or maybe your Uncle Bob said to you, hey, you know, don't do that. It's a pyramid or whatever they think it is, right? But people are now starting to understand that the networking business model is the way forward. That's why as of today, close to 100 million people globally are active in some form of network marketing. There are just a few reasons why network marketing is the future. Point number one, the need for supplementary income. How many people do you know today that are looking to earn more money, right? Point number two, low barrier of entry. You know, some companies, well, with my particular company, it's completely free to join. With some companies, it's £1,000. With some companies, it's £5,000. But it's still absolutely nothing. It's nowhere near as big of investment as starting your own franchise or starting your own traditional business. Point number three, they need to be active and engaged. You know, a lot of people make a lot of friends through network marketing. They build a lot of long-lasting relationships. Point number four is the ability to build this business once and get paid a lifetime. And most of all, what I like about it is the fact that you don't work for anyone and no one works for you. You see, in traditional business, you're the man that can hire and fire them. You know, if you start your own business, you've got employees working for you. If you're the employee, you have to work for someone else. That don't work either. So why network marketing is the future is because you introduce somebody, but you're not their boss. You teach that person how to become their own CEO, right? That means we're all working together. That means we're a team. That means that you've got business owners within your business, right? No one, if you run a traditional business down the road, your employees aren't going to care as much for your business as what you are, right? But if you're running a network marketing business, people are not your employees. They're their own business owners too. So they're going to care about building it, right? Imagine committing, 3 to 5 years of your life to build this. Enjoy a journey, have lots of fun on the way. And in 3 to 5 years, you've built something that will continue to pay you whether you work or not for the rest of your life. What have you got then? You've got money coming into your bank account. That might be 5,000, it might be 10,000, it might be 100,000, it might be $1 million a month. We don't know. It all depends on the scale of you wanting to build it to, right? But you've got that money coming into your bank account whether you work or not. That means you've got time to go out and live the lifestyle that you want. No boss has to wake you up. No alarm clock has to wake you up. You do what you want to do on a daily basis. And that is the number one aspect of this networking business. And that's why it's changing a lot of lives. And last but not least, a lot of people say it's a scam. You don't make money, the products don't work, Your sponsor tells you you'll get paid this much and you don't get paid, it's a scam, it's a pyramid, it's all this kind of stuff. Well, for one, pyramids are illegal. They're illegal, right? That's what you've got to get your head around. They're illegal. So if network marketing did £120 billion in revenue in 2014, do you think that that's illegal? So for you skeptics out there, you need to open your mind. You know, I don't mind people being skeptical, but it's when people be skeptical without an open mind and they think they know everything, right? So if you're skeptical, speak to the person that sent you this video and ask them all the questions under the sun. And they, or if they're not experienced enough at this moment in time, they will get one of their mentors to sit down and explain how this industry works to you. Because if you see what we see, it honestly will change your life.